Hey, Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the elders and the apostles of the great millstone. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Northern gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. It's the Akim Mahalaya coming back with another lesson through the Spirit. Lord's will be edifying. This is just an update on Hurricane Ida that hit the Gulf region, including New Orleans, Louisiana, which is common for tropical depressions to circumvent that particular part of the state. But ultimately, it's really due to the wickedness of the people, because Jake down there, man, they are into high levels of sorcery, okay, and incantation, so to speak, okay. When it comes to witchcraft and sorcery, hey, Jake is no stranger to it. So if you notice, a lot of tropical depressions go through the island of Haiti, which is known as the island of Dominican Republic, or the island of Hispaniola, which is known as the DR or Haiti. You have the Bahamas, Key West, you have provinces of Florida, also you have the Gulf of Mexico, you have Louisiana, Alabama, within that little boot. But it seems like Louisiana would be the main one to get jacked up because there's a lot of sorcery. But, aside from all that, they're reporting blackouts. Louisiana faces a month with no power as heat soars. So that's another thing, too. Once you have amid blackouts in the middle of the summer, then you have no particular AC unit, or you have no particular ventilation, which can cause all sorts of bacteria growth, okay, and algae and certain type of diseases and illnesses, followed by the plague of the storms. So, yeah, man, it's looking pretty grim down there for a lot of people. And they were talking about a lot of people going to die from carbon monoxide poisoning because, carbon monoxide, basically, it's a gas that emits from fumes and exhaust, okay? And naturally, you have a carbon monoxide detector in your homes because certain places just emit natural gases due to all the pollution and so forth that's in the earth due to Esau, Edom. So, you have cars and trucks and so forth. They emit those things. Though tree is supposed to, nullify that. But in this case, man, we don't know. But nonetheless, man, the blackouts, okay, rioting, looting, pillaging, murder, purge, okay? It's a lot of stuff going on down there right now that's not going to be reported in the news, okay? And on top of that, they want to mandate the jab. So, FEMA have their hand in a lot of works down there. There's a lot of people that's going to come up missing, women and children mainly, that they're going to throw in internment camps, and they're going to disguise them and say, well, look, if you want food and shelter, you need to come to the nearest location. Come to your nearest location or your nearest shelter center to get taken care of. And before you know it, they got guns pointed at you. You're being forced into a cell. So some people, they're never going to be heard from again. All right. And this is all Bible prophecy because the scriptures goes into 3 days of darkness. Okay. What happened in ancient Egypt, which the scriptures say that Egypt should be plagued with those plagues again. So with that being said, man, this is just a foreshadow as to what's getting ready to come on a huge scale, because I'm believing through the Spirit that they're going to start emitting blackouts in these cities, man. They're going to start strategically forming blackouts, and that's when the military is going to come in and do their secret extraction, because it's called the Insurrection Act. Basically, you're not allowed to have a standing military in the United States. That's against the Constitution. Okay, so if they have to operate the Insurrection Act, that means that they can have a military policing the citizens, so to speak. And a lot of U.S. military, they're not really with that, so to speak. So, they will be outsourced or contracted with the foreign military to come in when they activate that Insurrection Act, because there are going to be blackouts, there are going to be EMP strikes on these cities that, of course, they're going to blame on places like China, Russia. They're going to blame other nations for it, but nonetheless, America is going to be the one, or Esau, Edom is going to be the one that's behind these blackouts, okay, to do his secret extractions for anybody that opposes his NWO. All right, so it says here, South Louisiana braced for a moment without electricity and a reliable water source in the wake of Hurricane Ida, on one of the most powerful storms ever to hit the U.S. Gulf Coast, as people face suffocating heat and humidity. And as you know, it's very humid down there because they sit like in a bowl, so to speak. Like Louisiana is considered to be so many feet or so many hundreds of thousands of feet below sea level. That's why a lot of times, man, when floods or tropical depressions hit that particular state, a lot of times the levees break because, you know, it sits lower. The elevation is lower because America is nothing more but a big valley. So they get hit with a lot of storms there, which makes it like very humid because Louisiana is a pretty, I won't say a tropical climate, but then again, you can say it is. Okay, pretty warm climate, you know, and without power and water, a lot of people are gonna die, you know what I'm saying, just from dehydration. And in order for people to really have some type of refuge, they're gonna have to fly FEMA in there, and FEMA gonna say, well, look, in order for you to get this water and this shelter with this air conditioner, this fan, you're gonna have to take the jab. Okay, and a lot of people, they gonna fall victim of that. Why? Because they're not gonna have faith in the Lord that He's gonna feed them. Okay, so it says here, by early Tuesday, about 1.3 million customers were without power. About 48 hours after the storm made landfall, most of them in Louisiana, according to the power outage, which gathers data from U.S. utility companies. It says the storm has killed at least 4 people. That's a lie. If anybody saw how bad that storm was, easily thousands of people could have died from that. But see, this is what happens, man. Esau, he only reports half the news. He doesn't report it all because he likes to put out disinformation. You know, it's a lot of shit that's going on in the world that he's not really, you know, reporting on. He's keeping it hush hush. Okay, because that's his form of one of his swordsmanship tactics is a lie, deception, on top of his teeth, what is the military. You see what I'm saying? So, hey, deception is a big primary arsenal in his weaponry. Deception, which is wearing off due to the prophets, because we're exposing everything that he puts out. This is why he's coming with mandates, you know, to shut the internet down. This is why he's trying to take down videos, trying to ban brothers from different sites, etc. Because we exposing his freaking lies, which is part of his weaponry. Okay, it says here, the official said that the toll perhaps would have been much larger if it were not for a fortified levee system built around New Orleans after the city was devastated by Hurricane Katrina 16 years ago. Okay, it says graphic of Hurricane Ida hitting the Gulf Coast. Now, when I was reading, they was saying that even though New Orleans had updated as far as on technology, as far as levees, they stated that that wasn't enough. They said that wasn't even remotely enough. They said the city wasn't really prepared. They was a little bit better prepared after Katrina, but nothing of the height of this. And if the Most High want to be technically, you know, primal, he can send another one, and he will. You know, so hey, Louisiana is probably not the best place to be. Okay, because I was watching this documentary about Six Flags Great America down in Louisiana, and they put like millions of dollars because those parks are pretty expensive to build up. But I believe after Hurricane Katrina, the remnant of the Six Flags Great America looked like a ghost graveyard, man. I mean, you still had the roller coasters and the skyscrapers, I mean, and stuff like that, but they never rebuilt it back up. You know what I'm saying? It was just kind of like left there. It looks pretty spooky, and the city council was talking about like a multi-million-dollar renovation plan to build a playground back up, but I guess they never got around to it, and that this happened. So that's just billions of dollars that they just lost, okay, because the insurance companies wouldn't touch it, because for one thing, it sits in a place that's really it's a big liability. So when you have a liability factor, your insurance premiums go up because they don't want to have to keep covering the cost of something that's built from volatility, man. You know, so it's very volatile down there. But nonetheless, man, hey, the Lord is throwing this place down. All right. So it says here, officials were unable to complete a full damage assessment because downed trees clogged the roads. U.S. Federal Emergency Management Agency, which is FEMA, Chief Deanna Criswell said, compounding, and you notice when shit happen, FEMA always have their hand in it, you know. And, you know, I'm going to tell brothers that FEMA, the whole storm, the whole emergency disaster tactic, that's just a ploy. That's just a mask. Okay. That just like, you know, you see Jason, right? Under that mask, you know, he's a straight, hideous looking creature. You know, from afar, if you don't know anything about it, like, oh, just a guy in a hockey mask, you know, he finna go shoot some pucks or something. But when he take that mask off, you know about the demon he is. And this is the same thing with FEMA. FEMA act like that they're about helping people. But, hey, when they send a political party in, the military, Oh, they believe in all sorts of tyranny. Okay. Why you think America is divided up into 10 FEMA regions? Because, hey, these regions are broken off in case when things do happen. It ain't in cases when things happen. They already have it already kind of sectioned off, like Kansas City, Missouri is FEMA Region 7. So they already have an area to circumvent and to oversee this particular area in case all hell breaks loose. So it's already broken up into categories. That's why it tells you in Revelation, it says a tenth part of the city shall fail, because it's 10 FEMA zones in America. Okay. But anyway, it says here, the compounding and suffering parts of Louisiana and Mississippi were under heat advisories, with the heat index as much of the area reaching 95 degrees Fahrenheit on Tuesday, the National Weather Service. It says Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards, and I'm not going to read all this, said nobody is satisfied, but with the estimate that power may not be restored for 30 days. That's a month. It's been a lot of casualties, man. It says here, and express hope that the 20,000 line workers in the state and thousands more can en route to finish sooner. It says we all want air conditioning, even if you have a generator. After so many days, they fail. But it says at Ocean Street, St. Anne Hospital, southwest of New Orleans, a 6,000-gallon tanker trucks pump fuel and water into tanks behind the hospital to keep the air conditioning running. It says the medical center closed to all but a few emergency patients. Now check this out, right? How much you want to bet these government officials, they have air, they have water, they have shelter. They're not sitting in the dark worrying about you people, because they don't give a damn, man. They like, that ain't got nothing to do with us, but we have to save face, to make it seem like that we're really looking out for our people. But reality of it is they don't give a shit about you people. All right. And it gets better. It says highway washed out. It says the weakened remnants of the storm dumped heavy rains in neighboring Mississippi on Tuesday as it traveled towards Alabama and Tennessee. It says heavy rainfall and flash flooding were possible on Wednesday in the mid-Atlantic region in southern New England, forecasters said. But it gets good here. It says they were disappearing the appearance of a 71-year-old man after an apparent alligator attacking the flood waters. Alligators are literally swimming in people's backyards, man, attacking people. You know what I'm saying? It says the man's wife told authorities that she saw a large alligator attack her husband on Monday in a tiny community of Avery Estates, about 35 miles northeast of New Orleans. It says she stopped the attack and poured her husband out of the flood water. Seeing that his injuries were severe, she took a small boat to get help and came back to find her husband gone. Wow. Probably kidnapped his ass, abducted his ass. So yeah, man, whew. Man, this is going to get bad down there. But anyway, let's get here. This is the book of Isaiah 60. And I'm going to start at 2. It says, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall rise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. Now, this is going into the people's mindset, the different philosophies. But literally, these people are covered in gross darkness, because if they knew the Lord, they would have repented, and they would have called on the name of the Most High. Like the brothers down there, they good. They straight. They ain't having no issues. But these people, a 71-year-old man getting attacked by an alligator, that's heavy. Okay, and that ain't nothing, because the Most High said, look, I will meet them as a bear that's bereaved of a cub. So, hey, when the Lord really start unleashing his anger on this society, man, you people are getting ready to lose your damn minds. That's why it says that men's hearts fell in them from fear. All right? Because out of all the pride, Mardi Gras BS you people were engaging in, now all of a sudden now when Hurricane Ida comes and swarm New Orleans, you people are just in total panic array. The state of Louisiana, the city of New Orleans, it's a lot of witchcraft there. All right, so this is the book of Exodus 10, and I'm going to start at verses 22. It says, and Moses stretched forth his hand towards heaven, and there was thick darkness in all the land of Egypt 3 days. Okay, precept, I always bring this out. Wisdom of Solomon 17:16. It goes into this particular event on how the Israelites had light in their dwelling place. And it's a video they were talking about the whole city of New Orleans was in a blackout. You know what I'm saying? Or Louisiana. Either or. Same thing. But basically, man, it looked like a ghost town. It's like a little 5-second clip I downloaded, off the internet. And it says here, And they saw not one another, neither rose any from his place for 3 days. But all the children of Israel had light in their dwelling places, okay? But in this case, the elect is going to be that ultimate light. Now, with this, a month in the dark, you know what type of purge-like scenarios are going to go down? You know what type of kidnapping and murder? You know how many hitmen or how many sleeper cells are going to go down there and start extracting people from their homes? This is the perfect event. You know, like the elite said, never let a good crisis go to waste. Why would they allow this crisis to go to waste? Never let a good crisis go to waste. Okay, so you better believe that people that was protesting Vanessa Waters down there, they're going to come up missing. Like a while back, when those storms hit a few years ago, back in 2017, when it hit the Gulf Coast, they was stating about a lot of people being put on FEMA barges and never to be seen again. So you'd be surprised on how many people come up missing dealing with Esau. All right. So anyway, this video here.
Could be filled.
It says cell towers are down too, so we can't reach folks. ATMs is completely blacked out outside. You can't see a thing. All right, that reminded me of the scripture we just read. It was to the point that if you was to put your hand before your face, you couldn't see it. It was like the spirit realm opened up and swallowed the third dimension, man. It was like the Most High brought the fourth dimension and merged it with the third. Because I mean, to be honest with you, the fourth dimension is all around you. It's right here where we at. You just can't see it because it's in a different dimension. That's why Esau has something which is called CERN. He's trying to open up portals to different dimensions, and he's extracting these spirits from those dimensions, and it's causing a lot of havoc, man. Ultimate is Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, but nonetheless, man, this shit is real.
Could send
911 was down.
I am seeing New Orleans at 6 m August 30th, 2021. Whatever power is on is from generators.
Look how dark it is. Now check this out. We're going to play that
I
again,
am
right?
New Orleans at 6.
Pay close attention. Look like these hospitals got light, though they said those were generators.
Whatever power is on is from generators.
If you look in the backdrop, you see what I'm saying? It's completely dark. So, hey, man, the Most High, he's not fucking around with you people, man. He's getting ready to bring hell on earth. All right? Let me get another precept real quick, and I'm going to shut it down. Because they were talking about how the stores were closed, etc. All right, so this is the book of 2 Ezra 6, and I'm going to start at verses 22. It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the food storehouses should be found empty. A lot of food. No food on the shelves. Stores were closed. People breaking in stores trying to get food. You know, and they met with opposition because what you have and they don't, they're going to take it from you. It says, and a trumpet should give a sound, which when every man hear it, they should suddenly be afraid. And the trumpet is these prophecies, judgments that's taking place. All right. So anyway, with that, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to you. How, you know what? Stop. 24. It says, and at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still. In 3 hours they should not run. They have no water down there, have no light, they have no power, no nothing. So this scripture makes a lot of sense now. But in this case, in this scripture, it's talking about the entire globe, mainly the entire America. There's going to come a time that the entire America is going to be under these situations, you know. Now, of course, you're going to have forms of government in different places. You're not going to have places that's hit hard as others in different countries, but mainly over here, there's going to be a powder keg of judgment in every city, all right? So anyway, with that, all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. With that, shalom and above all.